My name is Ahmed Hamidi, and today I'll be teaching you how to fold Hexatron. It has 6 wings, so that's why I named it Hexatron. And it has a very cool nose in the front. It has 6 wings, and it has 2 very cool looking flaps at the end. So let's start folding. You're going to want to have a square sheet of paper for this plane. And the first step you're going to want to do is you're going to take the top corner and fold it all the way down to the bottom corner. Make sure your grease is perfect. And once you've done that, you're going to turn your triangle, and you're going to take the top corner and bring it all the way down to the bottom corner again. Isn't like any bump things at the end over here. Fold all the way and crease all along. Once you've done that, you can unfold, and the next step, you're going to make a squash fold. The way you're going to do that is you're going to lift the right side open on the crease, then you're going to open it, and the way you're going to make this, you're going to first make sure it's all wide open, and then you're going to bring this little corner on top and bring it all the way down to the bottom corner. Once you've done that, you can squash fold, crease both of the creases, so your plane should look like that. And once you've done that, you can flip your plane, and then once again, you're going to do a squash fold. You're going to fold this out, and then you're going to make sure it goes all the way to the end point, all the way out the back. You're going to make sure that it's like all open, and then you're going to again bring this corner all the way down to this one. Once you've done that, the next step is you're going to open the whole thing. So the way you're going to open it is you're going to lift this triangle flap up. You're going to grab this kind of flap on the bottom, and you're going to do the same thing with this one, and you're just going to pull it out, and then take those 2 corners, and you're going to fold both of them into the center crease where both of the center creases meet. So you that point in the middle where all the creases meet, you're going to take both of those corners that you pinched out, and you're going to fold both of those corners to that point. And then you're just going to fold this back in, so these 2 creases, I don't know if you can see them, those 2 creases land on the center crease. And once you're done that, you're just going to squash fold it back down. It should be pretty easy because you already have those creases made, and you just push it down. The next step you're gonna do is you're gonna bring this first flap, you're gonna bring it to the center crease, and you're gonna crease along like so. Make sure it goes all the way to that top point over there. Crease along like so. You're gonna do the same thing to this side. Remember, only taking 1 flap. Crease it all the way along like so. And the next step you're gonna do is you're gonna flip the plane over, so you should have this clean slate. And then you're gonna do the same thing as the last side. You're gonna take this only flap and fold it all the way along like so. Do the same thing on this flap. Increase along. And then the next thing you're gonna do is you're gonna you could use a ruler if you want, but I'm just gonna wing it. So you can measure like maybe like an inch, maybe few millimeters. I don't really know how that much that is, but if that this is gonna be the size of your nose. So just I would say about an inch. No, nothing more than that. It shouldn't be too big or too small. Something like that should be good. Then you're gonna make a crease from that point all the way down to this end point right here. So just like that. So do the same thing on this side, but this time you're just gonna make sure that the point meets with that point, so like it's the same. And then you're just gonna make a crease all the way to that end point and crease along. Okay, once you've done that, you can flip your plane over and do the same thing on this side. But this time you're gonna make this wing line up with the wing behind it. You don't care about where the point is. Just make sure it's symmetrical. So like that. It should either way end up in the same point, but just make sure it's symmetrical with the other wing. So line that up and crease. Okay, this is a little bit of a tricky step. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna take this first flap and you're gonna fold down on this wing crease right here. You're gonna fold down on it and you're gonna crease all the way along. You're gonna unfold that and do the same thing on this side. Remember, only taking one flap, and then you're gonna fold down on it, and then you're gonna crease. You're gonna only crease until this point. You can kind of feel where that point is. And then once you've done that, here's the tricky step. You're gonna basically hold this first corner and you're gonna bring it out, so then it like kind of lands on these creases, like you can see. So you're just bringing it out, and it should be pretty easy. And then you just squash it down like that. So your plane should look like this, and then you could just move that to that side, any side you want. You're gonna flip your plane over, and you're gonna do the same thing on the side. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna kind of take this layer and you're gonna fold down on the wing, like so. You're gonna unfold that, do the same thing on this side, fold down on this wing, and then once again, you're gonna basically take this corner, you're gonna pull it out on the creases we just made, so it kind of goes out like that. Okay, once you've done that, basically crease these wing edges over here, make sure it's perfect. And now you should already have these two creases here, which and then what you're gonna do is you're gonna push down with your index finger while squeezing in on the bottom with these two fingers. So you're kind of pushing down, squeezing in, and then you're gonna make sure with this left hand that it's going to that point. And then once you've done that, you can kind of squish it into place so it has that really nice looking nose. That's what makes it a good looking jet. And you're gonna make sure it goes all the way like so. And then, so your plane should look like that. And then once you've done, like as you can see that like it's kind of bubbling up over here. You make sure you like squash it down and make sure that this point goes all the way to there, and like kind of squeeze out the bubbles, the air. So your plane should look like this right now. Now what you're gonna want to do is fold it down and fold it in half like this, and then you're gonna want to form your wings now. So you're just gonna fold it up on this edge, fold up, make that crease, turn it, flip it over, fold up, and with that crease. And then you can just hold your plane normally from this little vertical thing on the bottom. You just hold it normally, and you're gonna want to angle your wings so it kind of angles like 45 degrees upward. And then these long ones on the back, well, it's not on the back, but these long wings, you're gonna want to make them face horizontal. You're gonna want to make them face perpendicular to the center crease, so it kind of looks horizontal when you look at it from the nose. Like you can see this one. You're gonna do the same thing on this side, just like kind of fold it up, crease it a little bit, so you can see it looks like that now. See, okay, and then these bottom wings are in the correct position. They look good. You don't have to do anything with these bottom wings. I think it looks better when they're bending down. And the last, got like 2 or 3 more steps to go. So the next step is you're going to want to, you're going to have to fold these down again. And you're going to want to create your little flaps on the back. So the way you're going to make these flaps is you're going to try making them as parallel to this center crease as you can. So try to just eye it as much as you can. Make them a good size too. Make them like a good size. And then once you've done that one, you can flip your plane over, do the same thing with this flap, and just make it parallel to this one, symmetrical. Once you've done that, that looks good. And then you could bring this back together, redo your wings, make sure these are vertical, stand up your flaps. And we are almost done, just one more step to do. What you're going to want to do is you're going to want to look at the bottom right here. And you're going to want to lift this flap right here. And you're going to want to fold this triangle down into that crease, like so. And then you're just going to fold this back on it. So what you're basically doing there is you're basically locking the plane together so that it doesn't open up, which affects its flight. So like so, that's good. Now you can see it's locked together, so it won't open up in the flight, and it'll make it fly a lot farther. And there you go. That is a finished Hexatron. If you want, you could add a little positive dihedral angle, but it should fly pretty well without it. And thank you so much for watching, and see you next time.